Chapter 16. Whoever said getting there was half the fun was wrong. There are some good points to travel, but when you spend time to think about it, and when you travel alone, you have a lot of time to mull it over. The crampedness of cabins is equaled only by the stuffiness of crowded train cars, and buses, well, that's another story altogether. Jean had spent the last 3 weeks traveling, in search of her estranged husband. She came to New York first, stayed one night, and decided to look in the southern states. Taking Amtrak, she moved along the coast to Washington, D.C., stopping at every city along the way. She took a bus down to Nashville and stayed there for 6 days. She didn't go any further south, however, for she felt she was leading herself to where she would like to go. She would enjoy basking and tanning in the warm sun of Florida or heading out for New Orleans. But she knew that she would stop the search if she did. She tried going north to temperatures he was probably used to. Boston proved to be a lovely city, but also one that didn't have her husband. She rented a car and drove further into New England until she reached Bangor. Staring at the mountains, she knew that he wouldn't be there. She returned to New York City frustrated and on the verge of tears. The sheer volume of people in the Empire State's unofficial capital city depressed her more. Finding him was going to be harder than finding a split end on Rapunzel's mane. Jean probably wouldn't even be able to find Rapunzel. Upset and tired, she thinks of ditching the whole search and taking off to Europe. She has a second thought, though, and finds a phone to call her sister. Christine is her younger sister and ventured out to a life on her own at the age of 17. 19 now, she lives in a small town upstate and pays her way through state college by waiting tables at night. Chrissy is more than happy to have her millionaire sister come for a visit. "I won't kid you, Jean. My place is awful cramped for space, but you're welcome all the same. I just need a place to rest, and I could use the company of family right now. I couldn't care less if I had to sleep in a closet." "Well, that may be the case, but come on up. Where's John?" "Long story. I'll tell you when I get there. Thanks, Chrissy." "Don't thank me yet. Just get here." Jean hangs up the phone and buys a bus ticket for Oneonta. She is tired and at her wit's end. She's on the bus now, packed against the other riders, a claustrophobic's hell. She tells herself that if getting there is really half the fun, then she has been expecting too much out of life. She needs the company of her sister at this point, even if it means rehashing the entire story to satisfy curious ears. Her kid sister has dreams of being an archaeologist to find out what makes humans tick by searching for their roots. Chrissy decided early that she had to pursue this dream far from the Alaskan town where she had grown up. Christine couldn't stand their father. Jean didn't think much of him either, but got out of the house pretty early through marriage. Her knight had ridden in and saved her from a cold, uncaring father who made it clear to his family that his life was compromised for them, and he was unhappy about it. He would drink, he would yell, he would curse, swing at the air, and fall down the stairs once a week. His wife took the brunt of it. Jean shivers from the memories of how he held her under his thumb. How he held all 3 of the women down because he felt chained to his destiny. Jean got out, but Chrissy was left to fend for herself. That was when the beatings began. The mother started buying double the makeup to hide the bruises. Chrissy tried to step in once and took a right cross to the eye. 2 days later, black eye and all, she began hitching rides east. Her mother cried. Her father gave her 2 weeks before she would come home groveling. 3 months later, they got a letter from her saying that she had gotten a job and was accepted into SUNY in upstate New York. Mom carried the letter around with her. His house empty, Dad realized he chased his family away. The drinking became more severe. He withdrew into himself. 9 months after Mom started working again, he passed away from a heart attack. Christine didn't go to the funeral. Jean didn't blame her. Resting on the bus, Jean thinks of these things to distract her from the close quarters she shares with the riders. She's got about 4 hours to go, so she closes her eyes and lets herself be rocked gently to sleep. The dream creeps up on her, but is more vivid than any she has had before. She doesn't see herself, but sees from her perspective. She hears a voice and knows it's hers, but she is not speaking. It's as if she is a guest in another's body. A wonderful body it is, firm, well-toned, and strong for its size, definitely female. She sits back and allows herself to see the company in her dream. She is sitting at a table with 4 men and 2 women, dining out as a family.